Hey guys, it's me. This is my second testimony. I wanted to do a better one this time, and it's going to be better. Back last year, well, I can't say just last year, I've always had an issue with like depression and stuff. Never wanted to admit it, and last year I hit a really bad rough patch. I mean, really bad. And I'd always believed in God, just always went about doing things my own way. Had an issue, I could solve it. I don't need anybody's help. And needless to say, I had a really bad issue last year and came to a point that God literally hit me upside the head and was like, Tom, you have got to do something. You cannot solve things on your own anymore. You need my help. And I heard him. Kind of heard him. I figured, okay, I'm going to start going to church. But I went to church for all the wrong reasons at that point in time. Went to Parkway Church of the Nazarene. Which, funny thing is, I went there when I was like 8. I was really young. And I'd stopped going. And when I got with my wife, at the time she was just my girlfriend, she had become a member of that church. And I started going, which was just, kind of funny how I was there as a child and now I'm back there again. And we ended up getting married there. And I'd win every once in a while. I wasn't really and truly what you would call a true Christian. I mean, I'd use foul language. I didn't think anything was bad. I knew some things were bad. Don't get me wrong. I wasn't a full-out bad person. It's just my values in life was not what God would consider good. Well, I'd stopped going, and then my wife stopped going. And we'd go for Easter or Christmas and stuff. And then I had hit that rough patch last year, and I'm like, we need to start going to church. But I was going to church for the wrong reasons. I was going to church to try and make my wife happy. And one day at church, while pastor was giving a sermon, God hit me upside the head, was like, now is the time. You need to make a choice. You're either with me or you're against me. And he had given me many, chances in life. And I'd always stray off the wrong path. So, when God gave me that option, I was like, it's time. I am with you, Lord. And pastor just, God touched pastor at that point in time. I was like, I feel somebody here needs to be saved today. And that was probably one of the hardest things I'd ever done, was to walk up to that altar and ask God to forgive me for my sins and let Jesus into my heart. And after that, I've been going to church regularly. I've been studying the Bible. I have been doing lots of things to try and better myself and my family. Shortly, after that, I've been considering about getting baptized. So I walked up to pastor one day. I was like, hey, I'm thinking about being baptized. What do I need to do to take that next step? And so him and I talked about it, and I prayed on it. It's not an easy step, you know. It's just not something you just jump right into, you know. And I got, you know, the time was right, the moment was right, and I got baptized. And after I got baptized, I got even closer with God and Jesus. I've been doing these Bible studies with Pastor, and learning, and just learning, you know. That's all you can do. You are never fulfilled. You always want to learn more. And it has really, I mean, the transformation that Jesus has done and that God has done is amazing. I mean, if you knew me back in, you know, a year ago, even longer than that, and then you know me now, you would see a totally different Tom. It's amazing what God has done for me. I have been letting God move me and try and do the right things. I've been participating with the teen department on Wednesday nights. I have been, you know, praying regularly, and, you know, God has touched my whole family. We have gotten so much better. You know, I have a daughter that has some issues, takes meds and stuff, and I see a difference in her even. God has touched her life. And God has touched all 4 of my kids' life and my wife's. It's amazing what God can do when you are just one person, and how it affects the whole family. I've been trying to figure out what is this next step. I've been a really shy person my whole life. You get to know me, I'm opening up. You get to know me, I'm an open up, I'm a goofball. But I would never have done YouTube videos like this. Always be afraid, you know, well, what's this person going to think? What's this person going to think? And I feel it's now time. I need to start opening up. I need to start, you know, talking about God, talking about myself. You know, if I just help one person in life, you know, it's a blessing. And I like to say I've helped more, you know, I've guided. I think I've liked to guiding my children in the right direction. I mean, I go to church whenever I can. I feel that I can never get enough information, enough fulfillment of Him. I have a coworker, I call her Mama Jones. She has been a great mentor for me. Some of the things I used to think before, you know, what's the point of going to church on Wednesday nights? What's the point of going to church on every Sunday? What about me time? What about me time? And my brother-in-law has been going to church. He's a deacon as well at a church, and he's been an inspiration as well. He's helped me as well through this transformation. And I can't thank God enough for placing these people in my life. My brother-in-law, Mama Jones, Pastor, the teen leader on Wednesday nights, Jeff, my wife's best friend has came back into our lives, and she was a big part. Her family was a big part, and still is at Parkway, and she's been a big help. My wife has been a big help. She knows a lot, and she has helped me get me on that right path as well. God has placed all these people to help me, And this past year has been amazing. I'm not lying, guys. This past year has been amazing. I have a better outlook on life now. I don't feel depressed. I wish there's other aspects of my life that I could change, like quit smoking, and that's really hard. Because even though God fulfills you, the devil never tries to stop. And that's when you get stressed. I mean, there's always going to be stresses in life. And unfortunately, I kind of de-stress by eating and smoking. And I know that's not a good thing. But I'm trying to work on those. God may be able to change you on the inside overnight and throughout time, but there's just other aspects that you've got to help yourself. He is there to help you. He gives you the tools. He gives you the ability. But it's what you do with them is whether those tools, that ability, comes to fruition. There's just so much. At one point in time, shortly after I gotten saved, and I was learning a lot, I was reading the Bible and stuff, I would find these passages to help me out. Like my favorite one, and I'd cut them out and put them in my wallet. Like one of them is Proverbs 14:30. A heart at peace gives life to the body, but envy rots the bones. And that was a big part of my problem. I was envious. I was jealous. Even though I said I didn't have trust issues, I had trust issues. And now I don't have those issues. If I start, feeling jealous or having those issues, I'll go back and read Proverbs 14:30. And another one, when I was really stressed, my brother-in-law was reading a children's devotional book to my niece and nephew. And this comes from that one. It's James 1:2-3. You will have many kinds of troubles, but when these things happen, you should be very happy. You know that these things are testing your faith, and this will give you patience. And I'll read that also, and God does, there's many troubles in life. And to every single person, it's different. But God does not place things in front of you that He knows that you can't handle. And I have understood this now. I mean, there's many others, like Revelation 3:20 from the NIV. Here I am. I stand at the door and knock. If anyone hears my voice and opens the door, I will come in and eat with him, and he with me. God and Jesus is knocking at that door for, He was knocking at my door, and I just was not opening it. And finally I opened it. And it's, He's with me at all times, He's with my family. And I always pray, please be with my family, please, guide my family and friends for whatever they need, whatever troubles they might be having. The people at the church, please be with them. Please, actually, just be with everybody, whether they believe in you or not, because God is with you. And it's a hard thing to, transform your whole life. But there is scripture, there is help to be had. And it's just an amazing feeling. It really is. So guys, I just, want to tell you, whoever's actually watching this is already friends with me anyways, and you guys are a big help to me as well. You do not know how grateful and blessed that I am to have the people in my life that I do, and I have to thank God for it. My mom and dad, my mother-in-law, father-in-law, my brother-in-law, both of them, everybody. They have been such a big help, and I try to help them whenever I can, I don't feel that I can pay God back enough for what He's done for me and my family. But I will try. I am going to try. I just want to say thank you all, and thank God, and that's about it. Praise the Lord for what He has done. Peace, guys.